everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, in all honesty, I don't know what MSC was thinking. So if you haven't heard by now, Ben and David were just on MSC Europa. One of their newest ships, one of their largest ships, and they were on to do a review. They had an unpleasant experience on one of their last MSC cruises, which was like 3 years ago. But they wanted to give it another try, and in fact they wanted to show people the yacht club, the suite section of MSC on their new ship. A lot of people have been talking them up now, saying that they've changed things and everything is good, so they wanted to give it a second chance. Now, if you don't know Ben and David, they do some very long content reviews when they're on board. They'll do one huge long video, like 50 minutes long, 55 minutes long, where they'll talk about their day. They'll talk about all the cabin. They'll talk about the entertainment. They'll talk about the food and make it all into one huge video as like a week-long journey sort of thing. And their content is very well filmed. They have, they have the bigger cameras, they have stabilizers, they have each other to help each other, film. One person can hold the stabilizer and the camera while the other person's filming, where, someone like myself, when I'm on a cruise, I'm by myself. So I can't carry a big camera like that and film myself. So some of their camera work is amazing. It's absolutely terrific. They do great quality product. They also are quite funny and give honest reviews of what they feel the good, the bad is, etc. on their ship. And they try to be as balanced as possible, which I appreciate. Because that's something that I always strive for, is balance. I try and look for the positive as well as the negatives and give you honest opinions, and I feel they do the exact same thing. Now, they are more UK-based, travelers, and very, very popular, 250-some thousand subscribers. They're doing really, really well. They've been, on all kinds of cruises, and they're like I said, their content is very balanced. I've never seen anything that is just, this is dreadful, this is dreadful. But for some reason, partway through their filming on ship, so say about 4 days into it or so, when they were up in the yacht club and were starting to film, they started getting questioned by various members of the staff, various officers, various managers, sort of thing. What kind of camera is that? And, I hear you have a YouTube channel. What's the name of your YouTube channel? I'd like to subscribe and check it out. But more and more kept asking about it. And as somebody who does this for a living as well, I get on cruise ships and I come across people, and different crew members will tell other crew members, hey, he has a channel and that we used to follow him during the pandemic, you should check him out. And they'll come and ask for the channel, and they'll be very nice and very polite, and but at no point do I think they're checking my content to see what I'm saying about them. It's more along, you can tell that they are generally interested. But Ben and David got the feeling that this was more about, okay, what are they doing? What kind of content are they going to put out? And what are they going to say about us, kind of thing. And perhaps they went back and saw the negative video that they had about MSC. Now, they just put out another video not too long ago, and were saying that, things were very balanced, like while they were there. It was, a very balanced review, saying, was it still as bad as it was before? And then they were saying, no, this is improved, this is improved. And they gave a few things 5 out of 5, and then, a couple things they said, well, I don't like this and I didn't like that. Pretty darn balanced. Something that we all do when we're on the cruise ships. We try and be as fair and as, Now, there are some places out there and some people out there who get paid to go on cruises. And like, it's one thing to go on, like right now I'm on a press junket, right? I'm part of the social media and they invited me to be on the Sun Princess. I think Ben and David are on next week, as a matter of fact. And a bunch of people get invited. We have magazines, we have bloggers, we have TV media, we have YouTubers, we have TikTokers, we have Instagram people, we have all kinds of people on board that they've invited to be here. But they're not paying us to be here. They're saying, come on board and experience our product, and then you're free to write about it. Nobody asked us to sign a contract. Nobody asked us to say, hey, you have to say these good things. You have to do. In fact, we can avoid most of the things they want to show us on the ship if we don't want to go. We don't have to go there, but they give us the opportunity to experience what's going on. And nobody has come to us and said, hey, you can't say that. You don't say that. So far, I bet they've been just giving me a free rein to say whatever I want, whether it's good or bad. And I've come across some things that I liked, and I have come across some things that I don't like. And I've been feel quite free to say that. Now, Ben and David were basically told to shut down filming. And he even asked, you could hear him asking when he was being told this, that, can I at least film with my iPhone? And he said, no, you can't film anything at all. Okay, no. Anybody is allowed to take out their phone and film each other. People are doing it all over the ship. And for MSC to come on now and say that because they have a YouTube channel and are covering this and talking about their ships, they can't do it. Sorry, if I'm just filming on my phone, first of all, you don't know, you can't prove that they're going to put it up on their channel. Secondly, everybody else is filming on their phone as well. There's hundreds of people taking out their cameras and taking pictures and filming video on every ship that you go on, right? How many times do you go in a theater and you see a performer singing and you look up in the audience and various people are filming and taking pictures of the show? All the time, right? Dozens and dozens and dozens of people. Not everybody is doing it on YouTube or TikTok or anything. They're doing it for themselves. So for MSC, because they found out they have a channel, I think they went back and they looked at the negative review and said, well, we're going to shut this down. They're showing the Yacht Club, which is our most expensive cabins and our prime thing. We don't want any negative stuff to come out of it, so we're going to shut them down. And I'm calling bull on that, because if you're proud of your product, you should want people to review it. These are actual, if you go on and you see fair reviews on people's channels and all that, then that's one thing. If it was like a prank channel or a channel that does nothing but negative stuff all the time, then maybe you don't want them on the ship. And that's a different kettle of worms altogether, right? However, their channel's not like that. So to shut them down like that is a real, as far as I'm concerned, a huge mistake. A huge mistake. And what really the ironic thing about the whole system was, the whole situation was, is that they were having a great time. And they said how amazing the Yacht Club has been from other cruise lines' suite areas, comparing it to Norwegian and Royal Caribbean constantly, and saying they did this much better than they did on Norwegian, or they did this much better than they did on Royal Caribbean. Now they did some comparisons, like, the suite isn't quite as large as what they see on some other ships, but the price difference is huge. Also, they were very fair and really positive. They were ranting about the staff. They were ranting about the perks. They were ranting about the service. They were ranting about the food and the cleanliness of the cabin. They were talking about everything. Now, MSC hadn't seen this yet, but it was all filmed. So if somebody, now some people have commented, well, they were probably, making negative videos and positive videos and deciding which one they were going to put out. No, you don't film that much content that Ben and David were doing. That much filming only to decide whether or not you're going to use it. that, they were filming their actual experience, and they were having a good time, a great time, until that incident. Now, I do know that MSC, if you go on with just your cell phone, you walk around, you're filming, usually nothing's going to be said, nothing's going to be happening unless you're interfering with other people. But if you have a certain size cameras that kind of looks like you might be more professional, like a news media outlet or a magazine or something like that, then you're supposed to fill in get permission to film on board. And I don't think Ben and David did that, because they're thinking, well, normally we're just vloggers. We're not news media. I would say the same thing. And if MSC would be coming up to them and saying, hi, sorry, did you guys get permission from corporate to be able to film on board with this size camera or something like that? Or said, please put the big camera away with your stabilizer and just use your cell phone. That would be okay. But they just shut them down completely, which was a bad move. A bad move by MSC. Because whether they thought they were going to get negative reviews or not, well, they're getting a lot of negative comments from this now. Ben and David's videos got over 200,000 views in a day because of, hey, they just got banned from a major cruise line. And people are automatically going to say, well, why did you ban them? What are you afraid to show us? What are you afraid they're going to say about your cruise line and your product and your staff and everything? And by shutting them down, people are asking those questions. And in reality, had they put the video out, it would have been a glowing endorsement of the yacht club on MSC. So whoever made that decision on that ship should definitely get a talking to from corporate. And I hope MSC has maybe learned a lesson, because shutting down people is only going to give you negative feedback. You want people to speak highly about your product, especially your top-end product, when you're doing a good job. And now they look foolish. The cruise line looks absolutely foolish because they shut down content creators on board who were going to tell everybody how great their product was. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think they should have been shut down? Should they just give them a warning and say, sorry guys, you can't do it with this size camera or this kind of rig, but you still can go ahead with your cell phone, and that's maybe a small stabilizer, that kind of thing for your cell phone. Those are different, but we can't have the big camera, especially up in Yacht Club. I think they would have perfectly understood that. I don't know what they were thinking. I honestly don't know what the cruise line was thinking. Let me know in the comments down below, and until next time, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.